Welcome to today's video on acing your concierge interview. As a concierge, you'll be the friendly face and helpful hand that makes every guest's stay unforgettable. Let's dive right into the first question you'll likely encounter. Could you tell us about a time when you really went the extra mile for a guest? Interviewers ask this to see how willing you are to exceed expectations and to understand your commitment to excellent service. Let's explore some tips to help you craft a strong response. Pick a clear, relevant story from your past experiences. Start by explaining the guest's needs and your initial reaction. Describe the extra steps you took to delight the guest. Highlight the positive result and how the guest felt. Focus on your role and keep your story brief. Here's an example of how you might structure your answer.
In a previous role, I had a guest who needed a last-minute reservation at a fully booked restaurant. I personally called the restaurant, explained the urgency, and managed to secure a table. The guest was thrilled and left a glowing review.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for Concierge. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Can you share a challenging situation you encountered with a guest and how you handled it? This question is designed to evaluate your problem-solving abilities and how you manage stressful situations. Here are some tips to tackle this question effectively. Select a scenario that really showcases your problem-solving skills. Clearly outline the context and what made it challenging. Describe the actions you took to resolve the issue. Focus on the positive outcome and the guest's reaction. Reflect on the lessons you learned from the experience. Let's look at a sample answer to get a better idea.
Once a guest was upset because their room wasn't cleaned properly. I apologized, immediately contacted housekeeping, and offered the guest complimentary drinks while the room was tidied. They appreciated the prompt attention and left satisfied.
Give us an example of how you handled a complaint from a guest. The interviewer wants to see how you use communication to address and resolve complaints effectively. Consider these tips when formulating your response. Listen actively to the guest's concerns without interrupting. Show empathy and acknowledge their feelings. Provide a solution that directly addresses their issue. Follow up to ensure the guest is happy with the outcome. Document what happened for future reference. Here's how you might respond to this question.
A guest was unhappy about noise from the street. After listening and understanding their frustration, I offered to move them to a quieter room. I checked in with them afterward to ensure they were comfortable. They appreciated the quick and considerate resolution.
How would you handle a situation where a guest is unhappy with their room assignment? This question aims to assess your conflict resolution skills and how you ensure guest satisfaction. Follow these steps to prepare your answer. Listen to the guest's concerns attentively and without interruption. Apologize sincerely for any inconvenience. Offer an alternative room that better suits their needs. Ensure the transition is as smooth and quick as possible. Follow up to confirm the guest is satisfied with the change. Let's take a look at how you could answer this question.
If a guest is unhappy with their room, I would listen to their concerns, apologize, and offer to find a more suitable room. I'd ensure a swift transition to minimize disruption and check back with them to make sure they're happy.
What would you do if a guest makes a request for something you can't provide? This question is designed to see how you handle situations where immediate solutions aren't available and how you maintain guest satisfaction. Here are some strategies for crafting your response. Stay calm and listen carefully to the request. Acknowledge their needs and show understanding. Offer alternative solutions or suggestions. Involve a supervisor if necessary for further assistance. Follow up to ensure the guest's needs are met satisfactorily. Here's an example of how to respond to such a scenario.
If a guest requests a fully booked restaurant reservation, I would acknowledge their disappointment and suggest alternative eateries with availability, assisting them in securing a reservation elsewhere.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free, just grab it below.